If your business is struggling to grow, ask yourself, are you being experiment-led in your growth? So many businesses struggle to grow because they're not learning fast enough. If you can learn and find out what works and what doesn't faster than anybody else, then you would make decisions faster than anybody else. And you would be able to make the right decision faster and more often than anybody else. But most businesses struggle to learn what works and what doesn't work. Most businesses make decisions that they believe in and then commit to it, regardless of if it actually works or doesn't work, or how they could make it work better if it does work, or how they could learn from why it didn't work, flip that around, and maybe find out what does work. Most businesses are not learning fast enough unless they are experiment-led. When you're experiment-led, you're following a system that is guaranteed to produce learnings and insights that you can put into action and build off of. You're probably asking yourself, well, that sounds crazy. Why can't I just do that with the decision I just made? Because your decision wasn't structured like an experiment. You probably made the decision based on how you feel, your gut, somebody's idea, or maybe a little bit of research that still has some assumptions attached to it. When you're experiment-led, you have some actual evidence or insights that are supporting your hypothesis. And the decision you make is probably not going to be as big as the decision that you would make when you're going all in. You're making a micro decision. You're running a tiny experiment to gain some insights and build that feedback loop. You're also very specific about what you're trying to learn in that experiment. You have a hypothesis. And the reason why it's important to have a hypothesis with every single decision that you make is because a hypothesis lets you isolate and pinpoint something that you can actually rely on. When you make a broad decision that impacts a bunch of variables and things at once, well, how do you know what variable caused that effect, whether it was positive or negative? When you structure your decision as an experiment, you can identify isolated variables that you want to really understand because it can impact how you run your business and how you drive growth. For example, would a pricing change impact the conversions of my product? Or if I positioned my product or service this way, would that attract a new audience? That's a clear and specific learning that I can get. Now, what most people do is they change their pricing, they change their messaging, they change their landing page, they do a rebrand, they go from .com to .ai, and all of these wild decisions, they all get mixed up together. And then the insight and the learning gets lost. Experiment-led businesses don't do that. They capture value from every decision, whether it worked or it didn't work. They learn and then they do something else. They iterate. Most businesses make a decision and they stick to it. They're committed. They already did their research. They're committed. We chose that brand. We made that price change. We changed that headline. We entered that market. We launched that ad. So many decisions are committed without ever analyzing them or an openness, a willingness to iterate on them. I mean, if you're being honest with yourself, how dangerous is that? How dangerous is it to commit your business to a decision that could be potentially hurting it? And how irresponsible is it for you to not learn why a decision actually worked and build off of it? Experiment-led businesses don't do that. Every decision is an opportunity to gather insights and iterate. And that is why experiment-led businesses always win long term. This is not my opinion. This has been studied over thousands of businesses and multiple decades that experiment-led businesses outperform those who are not 100% of the time. So it's really up to you. You know what to do.